Andor is up for 14 Emmy nominations, and it deserves every one of them. But if you're like me, you're still thinking about the performances that didn't get nominated. You're still replaying scenes, still feeling that tension, still not over it. So what if we could make it last a little longer? This cocktail might help. The palest blue, quietly sipped by Kleya at Sculdun's swanky Gala. I'm recreating it. A drink for when you want something pretty and sweet. It is a party, but it also has to be strong, smooth, and ice cold to steady your nerves, still your pulse, and lock in your intent. Because in Kleya's next move, she's risking everything. Hey everyone, when I first saw Kleya's mysterious blue drink in Andor Season 2, Episode 6, I knew I had to make it. No name, no recipe, believe me, I've searched. I'm calling it Velmorian Frost. This isn't just about creating a pretty cocktail, it's about capturing that intense moment. Kleya outwardly calm, casually sipping while secretly preparing to extract a listening device from a priceless artifact, while Director Krennic is just meters away. It had to be blue and clear, and just like Kleya, it needed to hide its true nature. She's the charming art dealer, but she's really a rebel on a do-or-die mission. And this cocktail looks sweet and innocent, but hits hard when you need it to. Who knew that a tiny listening device could potentially bring down the rebellion? So what do we need to make a Velmorian Frost? We need Vanilla Vodka, and we also need Grey Goose vodka, or another clean and crisp vodka will be fine. Cointreau. We need Crème de Cacao. Of course, we need Blue Curaçao to give it the blue colour. And we also need some white Crème de Menthe. This gives it just that hint of mint. And a slice of citrus that has been dyed blue with blue food colouring. Okay, let's get into it. Ice in the shaker. And we need 30 ml or 1 ounce of vanilla vodka. $15 ml or half an ounce of Grey Goose vodka. $15 ml or half an ounce of Cointreau. $15 ml or half an ounce of Crème de Cacao. Now for the Blue Curaçao, we only need 5 ml. Also for the white Crème de Menthe, we only need 2.5 ml. So this, I find, is best measured out in cooking measuring teaspoons. And what I use for this is I have these, you might have seen these in a bar where it's in all the bottles that they use a lot because it's easier than just taking the lid off every time. I don't really find it much use in the home bar because you can't really leave alcohol uncapped, and I'm not really using it enough to warrant having these in all the time, but I find them really good for if you just need to measure small amounts. Just if I don't have a steady enough hand to just pour that directly into a teaspoon and get the right amount. Okay, so for Blue Curaçao, we need 5 ml. So I've got a teaspoon, this is 5 ml. If you used a bar spoon, that would be 5 ml. So just check if you have measuring spoons. These are pretty cheap to buy just in your local supermarket or on Amazon. And just check if it is 5 ml. Generally, I think teaspoons are universally 5 ml. And a half a teaspoon, conveniently, is 2.5 ml. It's pretty hard to talk in ounces when you get to these small measurements. So I think if you can learn mils, if you don't already know metric, it's probably worth it. Anyway, 5 ml or 1/6 of an ounce of Blue Curaçao. See, for my unsteady hands, that is quite easy. And we also need 2.5 ml or 1/12 of an ounce of Crème de Menthe, white Crème de Menthe, not green. The colour will be very strange. It won't look anything like Kleya's drink if you use green. Even for those small amounts, this is just the best trick, I think. So now we need to shake. feels very cold, which is what we want. If you're going to make a frosted drink, you need it to be very cold. Now I'm going to double strain because I want this drink to be as clear as possible. So we use the Hawthorn strainer. You could just use the top of the cocktail shaker, and then this over the glass. Look at the gorgeous colour. I think that is just the perfect colour. Next, we need to put on our garnish. So I've got a choice of 3 here, but I think I'm probably going to try this one and see how it holds up. Just going to put a little cut in it. It is a bit flimsy, but we'll see what happens. I haven't gone all the way through. Now I've used lemon for this because, you know, lime being green, it's a bit harder to get a blue colour. All right, let's see. Still can't seem to cut through that last little bit. When you cut off the rind, it actually makes it very difficult to deal with. Okay, now let's see how this goes. See, that is very flimsy, so I'm going to disregard that one. Now I've got another one that does have a little bit of the rind on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that on the rind part, and we still should get something that looks pretty good. They're a bit flimsy. I wonder if that one would be better. Trying another one, we'll see. Oh, that's already ripped. Hopefully that looks like Kleya's drink as much as possible. I think I've absolutely nailed the blue colour. And I probably shouldn't have cut as far in as I have because that's sort of looking a bit, you know what, I'm okay with it. Okay. I was very tempted to put the blue dyed lemon slices into the air fryer and see what dehydrating them would do. I might still try that sometime, but for the moment, I think, you know, just cut it very gently. Don't go as deep as I have. I'm not sure if I went that deep or if it's just ripped because it's pretty fragile. Anyway, let's give this a taste. Oh. I think after that I'll be ready to go on a mission. Okay, I've gone back to the first one. I mean, it looks much prettier to just have it like that. As soon as you start drinking it, it gets a bit more flimsy. One of the things I love about Andor is that not only does it world build so well in the Star Wars universe, but it would also hold up entirely on its own as a gripping espionage thriller. How something seemingly small, like removing a covert device, can feel so tense. Made more so as it had to happen during a party. Kleya needs Lonnie's help, and he's nervous and reluctant. While she calmly sips her Velmorian Frost, definitely not canon, Lonnie's drinking a Calais cooler, which is canon. The Empire's elite are edging closer, and Kleya needs Lonnie to block their line of sight, just long enough for her to pry the device out from beneath the artifact, where it is actually stuck. So she calmly talks him through his panic, even educating him about the piece, knowing he will likely be tested on it later. And if that's not tense enough, Mon Mothma is across the room sparring with Krennic over my rebel is your terrorist. On the surface, it seems kind of reckless of Mon to be arguing with someone so powerful as Krennic, but it does cement her credibility as a senator because she's always spoken out. She wouldn't waste a chance to challenge Krennic on controversial Imperial actions. And that's why this cocktail had to be strong. Kleya is pulling off a covert operation within arm's reach of the enemy. It needed to look polished because appearances matter at a party, but hit hard, enough to steady the nerves. The Velmorian Frost is built around that idea. Clean and clear, vodka with hints of vanilla, orange, white chocolate, and a whisper of mint for the icy forest in the outer rim. And just a dash of Blue Curaçao for that faint, stunningly pale blue. I hope this cocktail helps you hang on to Andor just a little longer. If you like this drink, drop your favourite Andor moment in the comments. And if you want more cocktails inspired by a galaxy far, far away, like and subscribe. I've got a few more Rebellion ready drinks on the way, because I have friends everywhere.